here we are with this 1985 FXRS. We're gonna crack into the primary for the first time in probably 20 years. I've already drained the primary fluid. As you can see, I label everything. I also have a side for the inner primary because that's gonna come off as well. All right, let's crack this thing open. Already got parts falling out. I said this hasn't been touched in over 20 years, so got a copper washer. All right, here's the outer primary popped off. We can see the guts of the primary now, replacing the shift shaft tube, the shift shaft, the retaining clip. This got sheared off, broken off. Let's go ahead and pull this old gasket off. Okay, we're pulling the nut off of the clutch side. It's 1 1/8 inch. It is a left-hand thread, which means righty-loosey. Now this side here is going to be normal thread, so lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, the opposite of this one here. I'm gonna try to hit it with my impact. Yeah, that's gonna require some more torque. I've decided to make a little bit more of a detailed video on this FXRS 5-speed transmission Evo 80 cubic inch motorcycle. I have scoured the internet and YouTube for videos on this particular primary setup, and I can't find any videos that explain how to disassemble this in detail. Hopefully this helps some of you. A tapered shaft clutch assembly, which I'll explain more later. But as it sits right now, I've taken off the outer primary cover. I've loosened the chain tensioner. I've taken off the compensator nut, and this is loose, which is real easy. Once that compensator nut's off, that comes off real easy. And most motorcycles I've worked on, this clutch hub assembly just pulls right off with just a little oomph, but come to find out, it's got a tapered shaft inside there and a keyway. These tapered shafts press this clutch hub assembly on real tight to the point where you need a clutch hub puller, and the one that I have does not line up this bolt pattern. So I had to order one. I'm waiting for it to come. To catch you up on some other things so far, you've got your starter solenoid here, and then your actual starter jack shaft assembly here. This wishbone looking connecting rod, and what it essentially does is pulls this in, which then counter pushes this out and engages the teeth. Modern Harleys, they've figured this out. It's a lot more simple. It's really not that complicated. All this solenoid does is pull this in, which shifts this and literally manually just pushes this out. There's a rod here, real easy to get out. We've got this access hole up here, and this rod here goes down in that access hole and through there. I'm not going to put it all back together, but you'll get what I'm trying to say here. And that is the pivot point. So this is actually pretty simple. It's pretty mechanical. I'm going to loosen up the solenoid and loosen up the starter in the back, so that way this will all come out in one piece. And I get my clutch hub removal tool. That'll pull the clutch hub off, which this whole thing will come off in one piece, and then I'll be able to get to the inner primary. I can already tell somebody's been in here. These tabs aren't bent in the right place, and it's missing its connector piece, so we're going to replace all that, and we're doing this. But for now, that's where I'm at. I just wanted to explain it in a little bit more detail. Sorry for the long video. Hopefully it helps you guys. Next step, what I've done is this starter solenoid that plunges this part in and out. I have moved and disassembled. You can see there's a spring that goes around this guy here, and the actual solenoid detaches from this area here, and nothing too unexpected. It'll stay with the inner primary when I remove it, but either way it's disconnected. Primary on this FXR S 1985, and I just finally pulled this clutch hub off this tapered shaft, and I am not gonna lie to you guys, there's a lot of videos on the internet that make this look simple. They make it look like you just barely twist this and this clutch hub comes off. I'm here to tell you that's not the case, at least with this one. This clutch hub was on there, and I had to use this Milwaukee impact to crank down on this, and it finally popped free. As you can see, this is the first time this clutch hub's been loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, get the rest of this on video. I'm doing all this to replace this shift shaft that's snapped off. This is the tool to use. You can order it online. This is how it looks. This part right here goes against the shaft on the inside. When I started, these threads were down here, so I had to move it all. There it goes. All right, let's get this thing off. I've replaced the shift shaft seals, the tab in the back. Check the spacing. I'm gonna put the clutch pack back in, tighten everything down. We should be done with everything on this bike other than bleeding the brakes. Thanks for tuning in. I hope I was able to explain this to you guys and maybe you learned something from it. It was quite a job. This old 1985 FXR had a couple interesting components to it. All right, I'm gonna speed this up for you guys now. Testing. Well, finished up this primary on this FXR. Everything went back together smooth. Everything works great. Got the new shift shaft in, got the shift lever on, got the shift lever in the back connected. Everything went well, and the bike is running great, shifts great, the clutch works great, no problems at all, and real happy with how this primary went together on this FXR. Maybe you guys learned something from the videos, maybe you saw something, some tips, or just little nuggets of knowledge for you. Anyway, all right, we had fun with this. We'll catch you guys next time.